Hello, Jungle Explorer here, and what I got here in my hand is a 4K or Ultra HD 4K action cam from Campart. They sent me this little camera to test, and I'm going to put it through some tests here. And so this is the X30 model. It's their latest model, touchscreen, supposedly true UHD 4K, Wi-Fi connectivity, waterproof, all the standard things you would find in a action cam. So let's go ahead and break it out of the box here and see what they sent along with it. Pull this box off here. Okay, we got our manual there. Got a surprise. We got a free gift here. I'll look at that later. Got a box with some adapters and things in it, and the camera itself here. Comes with 2 batteries. All right. Nice little waterproof case. Out comes the little camera. It's got a little lens cover on it here. It's got a built-in tripod screw. That's one thing I like. My old cameras didn't have that. You had to attach a casing to it in order to put it on a tripod. This one has a built-in tripod screw, up and down buttons, power button, and play record button. That's about all there is on there. So you just pull this off to the side. That opens up. Spring loaded. That's good. Let's look at the battery. It's almost a standard size action cam battery, but it's got rounded corners on it, so probably the box looks square, so it may be the batteries from my old action cameras may fit in here and work. Let's go ahead and slide one in. Okay. Pop that down. These batteries generally have a little bit of charge on them, so let's go ahead and see if she'll fire up here. Okay, that took a little bit, but of course it is the first time. Has select screen mode, video. Gonna go through some setup. Okay. Oh, battery looks showing to be fully charged from the factory. That's good. It's set to 2.7K video at 30 FPS. Let's hit that. I'm trying to hit that little, there we go. Let's see here. It does have 4K 30 FPS, 4K 60 FPS, 1080p 120 FPS, 1080p 60 FPS, 30 FPS. Wow, 720p at 240 FPS. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Now let's look over here and see what we have in what accessories it came with. It's got an extra door for the waterproof case. Standard accessories here for hooking it up to different things. Bicycle, handlebar, mount, couple of tripod accessories. It has a built-in tripod screw, so I'm not sure why those are there, but oh, external charger. That's the first. This is the first camera I've got that came with an external charger for it. That's cool. You know, some straps, some zip ties, security cable, sticky pads, lens cloth. Here's a couple of tie-on straps. those will come in handy. Let's see here. Got some sticky mounting plates. Quite a bit of stuff in here. Charging cord, some more adapters. 2 or 3 more adapters. Well, that's quite a bit of stuff there. So we've got 1, 2. There's that. There's your quick clip there. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different adapters. 2 tripod adapters, a quick clip, and a couple of extensions here. 3 extensions, 3 straps, some zip ties, 2 sticky plates, 2 quick detach mounting plates, and a bicycle handlebar, and a charging, an external charger, and an extra door for the waterproof housing. All that should come in handy for the different things I'm going to do. I'm going to take this on a trip tomorrow. I'm going up to New Mexico. I'm going to film a friend's wedding up there, and I'm going to try to get some good shots in the mountains and stuff. So I should have some really good footage that I'm going to do with this, and when I get through with all that, I'll come back and show you how it did. So hold on there, and you'll see some pretty footage coming up here in a little bit.
So there's some mule deer on the other side of this hill, and I'm trying to get some pictures of them.
Now, I've already used this for a couple of weeks, and I want to run through what I've learned about it since I've had it. Got a big old gust of wind coming here. Hopefully you can continue to hear me with this wind, but anyway, let me break it out of the waterproof case here. Standard waterproof case. Now, it's the, it says Ultra HD or UHD 4K Extreme. It's a cute little looking camera. It actually feels pretty solid. It doesn't feel all plasticky and stuff. It has a little bit of weight to it. It is made out of plastic, but it actually feels a little better built than some of the other models I've had. Got some things on the screen there. But anyways, let me go ahead and fire it up here. It is touchscreen, but it takes about 6 seconds to start this thing up. I push the button, I'm sitting here talking, and finally comes up. Now, one of the things that I don't like about the camera, there's a lot of things I like about the camera, but one thing I don't like is the screen itself is just really dark, and it's hard to see outdoors. It could be 3 times brighter, but it is touchscreen, so you're going to have a hard time seeing it with that sky reflecting in the background. It has all the basic functions. You're not going to be able to see the screen because I'm outdoor and the screen is just really dark on it. It just outside it's almost impossible to see, and so as I'm filming outside, you get a chance to see that. I've looked through the menu options and I really haven't found a way to brighten up the screen, so it really is hard to see, especially in bright daylight. I'm in the shade of a gazebo here. There's a little, and it's in the afternoon, so it has quite a few recording options. It's got 4K at 60 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second, 2K, 2.7K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 120 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720p at 240 frames per second, 720p at 120 frames per second, so on and so forth. So it's got some pretty fast shutter speeds, and I'm going to do some testing of that later on to show you how that works and see if it's worth anything. I'm going to set it to 4K 30, 30p right now, And so that's what's set. The recording resolution is 4K 30 FPS. Okay, so that's what it's set at. Let me go ahead and talk about some of the other features of the camera. Now, it looks different than your standard square box style, like my old DB Power cameras. It's got the rounded edges and everything. But here is actually the truth: is even though it's got some different, has an apparent different form factor, it essentially works with all of my DB Power camera accessories. The battery itself also has rounded edges, but if you notice, the actual case is square. So this is a battery from my DB Power. Let's see here. One of them says DB Power right there on it. And guess what? It's the same battery connection. The same battery connection as the Cam Park. So look here. The DB Power battery goes right in there. And it powers it up. So all of your accessories, if you may have a different action cam, are going to work with this. And not only the battery compartment is the same. I'll take that out there. So if you have, like me, I have several other cameras that have this style of battery. You know, all those batteries are going to work. Even though it's a different form factor, it still fits in there. I'll go ahead and put the original battery in. I do like the door on this better than my DB Powers, which you have to use your fingernail to get out. This one you pull out and it has a spring and it slides out. So that's actually good. Okay. But this is a case for my DB Power camera. And this fits perfectly right in it. So your old accessories, even though it does have the rounded edges, this is the external. This camera doesn't come with an external camera, an outdoor holder outside the water case. It does come with a waterproof case, but it doesn't come with one of these. But guess what? It just goes right in there, fits right in. It's a tight fit. It has a little bit of loose to it, but that ain't going to affect nothing. So it fits right in. So all of your accessories from your older square box style, like your DB Powers and stuff like that, are going to fit with this. Okay, but I don't have, what I have here to test it with is an SJCam SJ7 Star. This is my only other 4K action camera. So that's what we're going to be testing it against here. And we're going to go ahead and do some testing, and we'll set it up. And it's a beautiful sunshiny day, and we're going to show you what it does. What we're going to do is just do some tests here on these. So first, let's go ahead and fire them up. Now, the one thing I want you to watch is I'm going to start these up at the same time. And it's kind of hard to do. I got to press the buttons here. Watch up the startup time on them. Okay, the SJCam already loaded. The Cam Park is taking some time. It's very windy outside right now. Testing out a new microphone as well, the Rode shotgun mic, and seeing if that'll help with the wind noise. Anyways, so it takes a little bit longer to start up, 5 or 6 seconds versus about 2 seconds for the SJCam. So it's not real fast on the startup. Okay, so I've got them both set to 4K 30 FPS. And let's go ahead and do a little video test. Let's start them up. Okay, I'm setting them side by side. Okay, both cameras are rolling on this field out here. I'm going to throw them up side by side up here on the screen. The SJCam is going to be on the right. The Cam Park's going to be on the left. And you're going to see these. Now, one of the things I want you to notice is I'm not moving them around. And the reason I'm not moving them around is because you really can't tell a whole lot about video quality when the camera's moving and panning. So I'm letting them just sit there on the screen for you so that you can see them side by side, and you can actually see in the still scenario, kind of do some comparison. A little bit later on, I'm going to take them over to a flower bed, actually a patch of wildflowers that will allow you to see color and detail. But anyways, that's the 4K right there. And I'm going to throw the Cam Park up here full screen. for a few seconds on the 4K. And that'll give you a good sight. I've been really impressed with the 4K video from this camera. It's been pretty good. Now I'm going to throw up the SJ-Cam 4K on there so that you can see that. Kind of have you a comparison. Okay, so now we're back here. So now I'm going to switch them to a different resolution. Go ahead and stop. Go ahead and stop this one. Going to go to 1080p. There's a lot of resolutions here, but the two most common are 1080p and 4K 30 FPS. So going to 1080p here, 30 FPS. And this one here too. Come on, unlock it. This one has a screen lock. Okay, and back. So let's start them both. Make sure they're both started. Okay, they're both recording. Throw both up on screen here. That gives you an idea. Now, one thing you will notice is it's very windy out here, and I'm filming with my Sony A6500 mirrorless camera with the Rode shotgun mic with the dead cat on it. Hopefully that'll reduce the wind noise for you a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and let you hear the audio from these cameras as they're playing. So we're going to be switching to the audio from the Campark first. Now the wind's not blowing real hard right at the minute, but we have had some gust here. Here we go. We got a little gust coming in. All right. Now I'm going to switch over to the audio from the SJ-Cam. And you can hear it. Now the SJ-Cam has a really sensitive mic, and it picks up a lot of wind noise, and I doubt very seriously you can hear even what I'm saying right now. All right, so now you've seen a sample quality of the 1080p at 30 FPS. Now that's your most two common qualities. What I'm going to do now is both cameras have high speed functions, 120 frames per second, 80 frames per second. So different resolutions. So these resolutions, these higher frames per second, they're made if you want to do fast action and slow it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test where I'm going to film me throwing a ball, and then I'll run it through some processing and slow it down, and so you'll be able to see how well the cameras do in that sense, one versus the other. Okay, so I have the Campark X30 has a setting of 1080p at 120 FPS. The SJ-Cam does not have that. It only has a setting of 960p at 120 FPS, so I've got it set to that. Okay, so this is the 120 FPS test.
have it. I did quite a bit of testing, and I'm actually pretty pleased with the little camera. There are several things that I like about the camera. I think that the footage quality or the video is on par with the SJ Cam, if not better in some instances. The audio, as far as the mic, is definitely superior to my SJ Cam. Battery life is significantly longer on this battery. It just uses a lot less power. I don't know if the camera just uses less power or if the batteries got more power to it, but this thing lasts, hour and a half, whereas my SJ Cam, I have a hard time getting 45 minutes out of it. So, touchscreen's a little dark on it, but still usable. Very sensitive touchscreen, very easy function. Has the tripod screw built right into it. That's a big plus. Comes with its 2 batteries and an external battery charger. I'm really pleased with the camera. It feels good, and plus it's backwards compatible with a lot of my other equipment from my old DB Power action cams and stuff. I really like the little camera. It just feels good. It feels solid. One of the things about my reviews, and you know this about me, I'm not telling you to buy something or not buy something. I'm putting the footage out there. I'm doing the side-by-side comparisons so that you can make your own decisions on these things. Personally, I'll give you a little bit of opinion here. And the reason I do that too is because once I render something on my computer and I upload it to YouTube and YouTube processes it, they process it and compress it and stuff, you're really not seeing original quality. And that's just the problem with things on YouTube. You're seeing something that's been processed twice. You're not seeing the original footage coming out of the camera. The original footage coming out of this camera is very good. Like I said, it's on par, if not better, than the SJ Cam, the SJ7 Star, which is a really good quality video. I could critique it here or there, saying color and things like that, but honestly I think it really is good, solid video. It has some unique settings. Now, one thing that this offers, the SJ Cam did not offer, was it offers 4K at 60 frames per second. The SJ Cam only offered at 30 frames per second, and I couldn't do a test or show that to you simply because I couldn't. I can take the video with the camera and I can watch it on my computer, but for some reason I could not edit it. Every time I tried to edit it, it just crashed my program. I tried processing it through another program, and even using Handbrake, which is a really popular open source program that can crack just about any video. I was unable to process that video footage that we filmed on this camera at 4K 60 frames per second. Why? I don't know. Is it the format of the video? Is it my computer? Is it my software? I don't know what it was, but I couldn't include it in the video because of that. Just letting you know that there. But everything else did good. The slow motion stuff was really good. In the slow motion video, at the high frame rates, you really see that this one did a much better job. I mean, I zoomed in a little bit there on those videos, and you can really see that in that scenario, the SJ Cam, the quality of the video just fell off significantly once zoomed in doing that slow-mo stuff. So, this camera definitely did a better job on that. On low light stuff, I'm going to say that low light, the SJ Cam may have a little bit of an edge on low light. Just in my testing, I didn't include that in part of the video. I'm just going to tell you that vocally because the video's already a half an hour long. And I'm sorry about that, guys, but I did a lot of testing and I wanted you to see the different things. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. I think it's a good camera. I think it's worth the price that they're charging for it. I know there's a discount on it right now on Amazon.com, like a 40% discount, so you can get it. I paid $130 for it, but you know, you can probably get it for less than $100. So, you know, check it out if you're looking for a budget camera, 4K. I think this is a good little camera, and I'll let you make that decision. You look at the video, you watch the footage, you decide whether it's the right camera for you. Okay, well, if you've enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment. And when you subscribe, don't forget to punch the little bell over there so that you can be notified when I release new videos. And I sure appreciate you watching my videos and subscribing. Helps me out. And until next time, the Jungle Explorer signing out.